Hello friends and welcome back to a new cleaning for free. Are you ready for some smoking satisfaction? Because that is what this video is all about. Grab yourself a drink and a snack and let's get started. I was messaged by a professional to help this old mom and her son by cleaning their kitchen. The social worker had been coaching this little family for quite some time now, and she told me that the first time she stepped into this home, it was completely filled with stuff. From the outside, this property was a really pretty old historic building, but on the inside, it was kind of like a cave. As I'm taking away the beer bottles and the beer cans, you can see that there is some sun shining in this kitchen, but that was literally the only daylight in the whole house. And what was also very interesting is that the furniture in this house was put in some random spots. For example, this fridge was placed in such a way that it made the kitchen even smaller than it already was. So first I wanted to make space, because you all know that my butt has a huge turning radius. I just can't get over the fact that most Dutch kitchens are really small and stupid. For example, this kitchen. Even when you're a minimalist, this kitchen wouldn't have enough space for all your utensils and pans and pots and everything. It's almost as if they are designed to be cluttered. So in order to move this fridge, I first had to take away the trash. That's what I started with. It might look like as if I turned up the yellowness in this video, but no, I didn't. This home was really that yellow. Because the mom and her son were both heavy smokers. And as I was cleaning, I heard them talking about turning up the heating because they both were cold. And I was like, no, please instead open a window for some fresh air. But they said no, because we are getting cold if we open a window. This was the exact reason why the smoke could never leave the house, and it made all furniture, curtains and everything super brownish, yellowish. Oh, I wished I had the apron from Scrub Daddy already at this point, because there was something behind that fridge and I couldn't reach it. So I had to give this fridge a real hug. So now I'm not only a professional toilet hugger, but also a fridge hugger. Look at me hugging that fridge. These very small spaces are the very reason why I am still trying to lose weight without much success, by the way, because I really cannot watch myself squeezed in that corner. I think it looks just awful. Some of you might be wondering why I always start by clearing the floor, and the reason for this is that if I wouldn't do that, everything on the floor would become wet, and wet dirt and wet trash is much harder to clean and it becomes more messier to clean. Another reason is that when I would leave the dirt and leave the trash, I would step into it and it gets stuck under my shoes and I would spread it even more, and maybe I could even trip over the trash, and I don't want these things. If you want to see more footage of me squeezing my butt in very small spaces, you just gotta wait, because after this clip, you will get to see it. I know that a lot of Dutchies are with me when I say I am such a fan of Desti. It is a degreaser and you can buy it at Webra. Unfortunately, in America there's no Webra, but this is a great degreaser. This week I also received a package from Vibra because they wanted to support my free cleanings by donating some cleaning products, which is amazing, of course. Thank you so much, Vibra. Lately, I also have been loving to use the scraper in any way I can. It is such a handy tool, and if you haven't bought yourself a scraper yet, I think it is time. It doesn't scratch, and you can thank me later. I promised you more awful footage of me squeezing myself into small spaces, and here it is. It is disgusting, and after this cleaning, my clothes were disgusting as well. Like, look at me sitting with this gas hose in my neck. I just can't look at it. I have always learned that gas is dangerous, so that's why I didn't want to touch it or detach it. To distract you and myself from this part of the video, I would like to give a shout out to some people who donated a free cleaning on buymeacoffee.com. And these people are Michelle, Barb, Cindy, Melanie, Margie B, and many others. If someone donates anonymously, I will see their name as someone. So there are many someones who donated a free cleaning. Thank you so much, everyone. I truly appreciate all the support. On buymeacoffee.com, you can buy a coffee for $5, and each coffee stands for a cleaning for free by me. So basically, you're granting someone else a free cleaning. I will put the link to this page in the description. Now you will see why I regret that I never take sticker remover with me, because I really couldn't get rid of these stickers at this point. As I was editing this part of the video, I thought I needed new glasses, but no, it was the camera that was out of focus the whole time as I was cleaning this stove and the oven. So that's why I'm cutting some parts out, because it's super annoying to watch. But now it is time for some smoking satisfaction. Look at this baby. Oh, I can't get over how satisfying this looks. This Saturday, my sister and her husband are giving a big party to celebrate both of their birthdays, and one thing on their wish list was this game. My sister and her husband are huge fans of detective games, escape rooms, puzzles, and such. And I bought this game for them as a present, and I really didn't know what it was, but now when it came in the mail, I am hooked, because the packaging is already a game in itself. The game is called Micro Macro Crime City, and it is this huge plan of a city with all kinds of people, cars, buildings, and there are a lot of crimes in that city. In total, there are 16 crimes hidden on that plan, and you need to figure out who the murderer is, or who the thief is, or what the motive was. And there are also some cards with questions. And those of you who know the game Cluedo, this is basically a Cluedo XXL. If you all have any tips on some fun detective games or games in the same sort of niche, then you're very welcome to give them in the comments, and I will give them to my sister. It doesn't matter if these games are in English, because she is a teacher in English. After the next clip, I'm going to talk to you about how these cleanings for free impact me mentally sometimes, and also please don't mind the stain on my cheek and the fact that my t-shirt is inside out.
Ja, gewoon bouwen. Ja, pak ik hier. Ja, ja, je schakel blijven. Ja, wauw. Ja, dat is echt een ja.
At this point, the son was really impressed by the difference, and he was also realizing that smoking was a bad habit for him, and he told me that. Also, I was 3 hours in at that moment, and the mom asked how much time I still needed because she has depression, and it was really hard for her to have a stranger in her house. During these free cleanings, I try to talk as little as possible because I know that it really distracts me from the job. And besides that, it is also one of the measurements I take to protect my own mental health. Also, I'm always afraid I will be giving bad advice. I am not a therapist or anything. When I started doing these free cleanings, I always started every cleaning with a cup of coffee and a little chit chat, and we talked, and before I knew it, we were an hour in and I didn't even touch a sponge. I also noticed that after these cleanings I was completely drained and I really had to re-energize for 2 or 3 days. And that just doesn't work if you have a family and a 4-year-old, so I really had to set my own boundaries. So now when I walk into a home, I talk for about 10 minutes and then I say I would like to start to clean so that I can do as much as possible for you. Another thing where I had to take measurements for my own mental health was the travel time. If I had to travel more than an hour, it just made me so tired. And when I drove home, I almost fell asleep in the car. So now I drive an hour maximum.
Klaar. Bijna klaar.
You could hear the mom say in Dutch, "Are you ready yet?" And I said, "Almost ready." And at this point, she became a little bit irritated. So, I was about to finish this clean for that day. I was kind of disappointed because I really wanted to do so much more. But in the same way as I like that people respect my boundaries, I also have to respect other people's boundaries. This is also the reason why this video is a little bit shorter than usual, but I promise you there are some extreme long cleanings awaiting. I will also make it up to you by uploading a couple of extra short videos. Go check them out if you haven't already, and please leave a like and a comment. If you wait a little bit longer, you will see the before and after pictures. But for now, I want to thank you all so much for your support, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!